Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing this matte half cut crease using Colourpop's newest palette launch. This is Give It To Me Straight by them, and literally has been one of my favorite go-to palettes since I got this in the mail. How beautiful is this palette? It's like mauve tones, neutral tones, just anything, everything that is up my alley, and I'm so excited to film a video on this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I also am using one of their new highlighter palettes. See how poppin' and bangin' this highlighter palette is. This is the NUDE Endo, and this is amazing. I love Gimme More, but this is like another level of blinding highlight from Colourpop. It's amazing, and you'll need to continue watching this tutorial to see how they perform. So if you want to learn how to get this look, then please keep on watching. So first we're going to start by priming our eyelids using the MAC Cosmetics Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. Then with your foundation of choice, I'm going to be using the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I have been loving this foundation lately, and this is in the shade Vienna. This is in light 4.5. I'm just going to take 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand. I'm going to take my Luxie 209 large shader brush, and I'm just going to take it to apply some on my eyelids so everything will blend. So we're going to take my beauty blender. This is supposed to be the light pink one, and I've only used it like 3 times and it's already like dirty and it won't come off. So that's annoying. With powder, I'm going to use, this is the Cover FX Matte Setting Powder, and I'm going to use that to set my eyes. Taking the Luxie 203 Large Fluff Brush. I'm just going to make sure that there's no creasing first. And then I'm going to press the powder into my brows. Okay, so I'm super excited because I recently got the 2 new Colourpop palettes, and I've been using it recently. If you follow me on my Instagram, you know I've posted about 2 pictures of me using the new palettes they recently launched. This is the Give It To Me Straight eyeshadow palette, and these are totally my tones. Look, it's like neutral, burgundy, mauves, just in one palette, and I love it. Everything is creamy, it's very blendable, and I've created multiple looks with this palette already, but I did do like a matte half cut crease that I was really in love with, so I'm going to do that today. And it's just like amazing, and I love how they put the names right under the eyeshadow. I've been saying that since like my very first Colourpop eyeshadow palette, that I'd wish they put the name in the front instead of the back. I mean, they still have it in the back as well, but I do love the fact that they have the names in the front right next to the eyeshadows. And then I also got in NUDE Endo, the new highlighting palette. You guys know I loved the other highlighting palette. I forget what it's called, but this one is definitely my new favorite because I feel like this is more wearable and I can wear this a lot more. This is just more neutral. It has more, it's just better for more skin tones, I want to say, because these are more like highlighting colors. The ones in the other highlighting palette have more like there was an orange one. I don't know. That one is really pretty and I still love that one, but I feel like I wasn't able to use it to its fullest potential. But this one I'm able to use all the time. If I can't use them, I can use these. If I can't use these now when I'm pale, I can use them when I'm tan. But these top 3 ones right here are amazing, and they just go on so great. Like, it's blinding and it goes on very beautifully. You guys need these 2 palettes. So let's get on with it. I'm going to take my Morphe R37, taking the Give It To Me Straight palette. I'm going to take Downright and Truth Hurts. I'm going to mix those together. I'm going to apply it into my crease as a transition. I'm first going to focus this right in the middle of my eyelid, and then we're going to do windshield wiper motions. I didn't want it to be too dramatic, but I'm going to stop right here with the transition, so I'm not going to take any extra product, but I'm going to just diffuse any harsh lines that there may have. Next brush I'm going to take is the Morphe M511, and I'm going to go back with the Give It To Me Straight, taking BS. This is like a burnt orange color with a bit of shimmer in it, which is really pretty. It's like orangey, peachy, pinky shimmer. So when you start blending it, it'll show a little bit, but it's not like dramatic where you'll see it too much. So I'm going to take this brush, I'm going to take some, and I'm going to focus this on the outer corner first and then start blending it in once most of the color is on the outer corner. So far we have this, which is just like very smoky. So I'm going to go back with my R37 and I'm just going to go back to blending any harsh lines, not taking any extra product. This Morphe R39, and I'm going to take TMI and then I'm going to dip in a little bit of Frank and I'm going to apply this into the outer corner just to deepen it up. And I'm holding my brush at the very end of the handle because I want this to be very light at first. So this is what you would have. I'm going to just grab a little bit more color and I'm going to deepen it up even more. So I'm going to leave it at this kind of like depth and deepness. To the next eye. Like I said, I just want to focus this in the outer corner. I'm holding the handle by its very end so I'm not putting too much pressure on it. Okay, and now we're going to take this Bdellium Tools 781. I'm going to go back with the palette. I'm going to be taking this matte. This is the deepest shade in this palette. It's called Actually. It's a very deep, deep, deep brown burgundy color. Apply this in the outer corner. So I just dipped it in. This color is very pigmented, so I'm going to tap it off. And I'm going to focus this in the outer corner, but I'm also going to wing it out to where the end of my eyebrows are. But I don't want it too dramatic, so I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, but just watch. So I'm going to focus it in the outer corner and I'm going to try to wing it out also. And then buff it inwards. It's like a detailed pencil brush, so it's going to, wherever you apply it is where the shadow is going to go. And then I'm going to go back with my Morphe R37, and this is the brush I took to apply the transition color. I'm going to use this to blend it out. I'm going to go back with my R39, taking Frank, that deep brown shade, and then taking a little bit of TMI just to blend everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to carve out our half-cut crease. I'm going to be using Tarte Shape Tape. This is in light neutral. And the brush that I love to carve out my crease with is the Dose of Colors concealer brush. It just gets very flat and very precise. So I usually just take what is on the brush and then I just go back and forth grabbing some concealer. Hope I don't look cross-eyed right now. Oh, you can't even see. So I'm just going back and forth taking some product. And I'm going to try to move in. And what I'm going to do is just carve out my crease. I like to look down on my brush. I want my eye to be open a little bit because I do have hooded lids. So when I open my eyes fully, I still want to make sure that you can see the half-cut crease. And this eye look will take a little bit of patience. You know your eye shape the best, so do whatever you feel will look best on your eye shape. And Shape Tape does dry very fast on me for some reason. I don't know if it's just me. So I'm going to take a little bit more product. You feel you like it, you like how everything goes, just fill it in basically. Definitely practice makes perfect. I still am learning how to do cut creases. I can't do a full cut crease because I feel like that's just too much pressure, so I can only do a half cut crease, but this is still really hard for me to do still. So take your time, be patient, and you'll get there. You'll get there. Okay, so I'm going to stop it right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with my Morphe R39. I like to work with one eye at a time. Going back with my R39, I'm going to take TMI and a little bit of Frank, and I'm going to start blending it in, making it more seamless looking. And you want to slightly just blend this color in with the concealer. I'm holding the brush by its very end handle. And you just want to slowly like blend it so it looks, so it's blending in basically. You want it to be gradient. A gradient is what I'm trying to say. So this is basically the look. And what you can do is you can apply the concealer a little bit again. Basically you're going just back and forth till you like how it looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ring finger now and I'm going to blend out the concealer. I'm just going to tap it in place. Taking my Wet n Wild, this is just a fluffy shader brush. I'm going to be taking Matter of Fact, which is a light matte pink. Like it's like a skin tone shade with a hint of pink in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it to set the concealer. And there you go. And then you just want to go back and forth and blend everything. So I'm going to move on to the next eye, and this one I won't really be explaining it. So like I said, practice makes perfect. I thought I would never be able to do a half cut crease because I just couldn't make it work. But it looks better when I have a matte half cut crease than a shimmery one, I feel like. So I just want to fix this side a little bit. Tape just helps me carve out like where I want it to do, where I want to cut my crease the best, because it's not too liquidy and it's not too dry, and it's just a perfect consistency, and just work in light stroking motions. So this eye is a little bit more difficult because I have a lot more folds and creases than this one. So obviously, like, I just have to... And what you want to do is you always want to like do it and then look in the mirror, look straight, see if you can see it. And if you can, I mean, your eye is going to look different all the time. They're not the same. Like I said, I have more creases, like rolls or whatever, on my left eye than my right. So my left eye is always the most difficult eye to do when I'm doing a half cut crease. So you just need patience. And I feel like this is going to be okay. What I'm going to do is now I'm just going to start filling it in. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with Frank and TMI. And I'm going to start shading it in on the side to make it look more of a gradient. And then you can take your brush and you can also go over the concealer a little bit where you carved it out, so it looks like it brings out the half cut crease even more. I'll show you how I do it in a bit with an angled brush to like make it pop out even more. Taking my Wet n Wild shader brush with Matter of Fact, that matte shade, I'm going to set the Shape Tape concealer. So now it will no longer crease and it's set, and it'll be, I mean, you can put any shade that you want, but I found that this just looks best and complements the eye look the best. So a little trick that I do, I'm going to take my Sigma small angled E65 brush. It looks like this. I'm going to take TMI, the shade right here, and I hope I'm like close enough before you guys see this. So I'm going to take my angled brush and I'm going to carve, like basically outline where the concealer is. You can do stamping motions, little marks. And I don't know if you can see, so it brings it out a little bit more compared to this eye, because this one has a shadow in it, so it just looks better. To the other eye. Hopefully it focuses this time. My camera likes to defocus. So I'm just going to do light sketches. Now we're going to blend out the shadow using that same angled brush. I'm just going to blend it outwards. See, and then it just brings out your half cut crease even more. All I did was use my Ulla Henriksen's Truth on the Glow cleansing cloths, and I basically just carved out my eyeshadow. So yeah, and now we're going to apply some foundation. We're going to move on to the complexion. I take my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in 105, and this is what I use in the center of my face. Taking my Beauty Blender, we're going to buff this out. And then I'm going to go in with my foundation that I'm going to use all over the face. This is the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in Vienna. And I just like to take 3 pumps of this because I don't want to use too much. Taking my same Luxie 209. And you're going to be very careful when you're blending out, when you're blending near the eye look, because you don't want to ruin it with the concealer or the foundation. So now we're going to move on to concealer. I'm going to be taking the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger just to use this under my eyes and to correct any dark spots on my face. And we're going to blend this out. To brighten up my face and to highlight, I'm taking the same shape tip that I used to carve out my eyes. And now I'm going to use my Cover FX matte setting powder to bake and set some parts of my face. So I'm back, and now we're going to dust this off. I'm going to be using my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Light Plus with my Morphe E8. Now I'm just going to pat and buff it off. I'm going to be taking my Luxie Tapered Face 520 and I'm going to set the whole face. And now we are going to bronze up the face. I'm going to be using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Matte Deep Bronzer. Using my Morphe E4 Angled Brush. This is the Balm Cosmetics Highlight and Contour Palette. Using my MAC 109, I'm going to just mix these two contour shades together. I just basically mix it like that. I love both the colors, so why not, right? And we're just going to start where the ears are. And before we bake the contour, I'm going to blend it out. Now, I know it looks super harsh on camera, but I feel like everything just looks 10 times harsher on camera when in reality it's really not that harsh. And now we're going to carve it out. So we're going to let this sit for just a little bit. You guys what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it on camera because you guys want to be able to see it. So I'm going to tightline using my Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon and Blacquer, and then I'm going to apply the Jouer Slim Cream Eyeliner in Matte Plum on my lower lash line, and then I'll be right back. So applied the Jouer Matte Plum eyeliner. What I did was I applied a little bit of that eyeliner onto my lower lash line. I'm going to be taking my Morphe M432 to smudge it out. So I smudged it out and I connected it. So I'm going to do the same to the other eye. So while I'm waiting for this to set and everything, I'm going to go back to the Give It To Me Straight palette. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take TMI and actually with my flat shader brush, I'm going to use that to smudge the lower lash line. So basically we have this like smoky purple underneath. I'm going to be taking my Dose of Colors shader brush and I'm going to take BS and I'm going to use this to blend out the lower lash line but also show the orange that was in the crease, you know. And this kind of makes it look like a sunset. It's just so pretty. I don't know if you can tell. Get it out, soften it a little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some mascara. This is going to be my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise in Waterproof, and I'm going to be applying my House of Lashes Iconic Lashes, and I'll be right back. We're almost done with this eye look, but we first got to apply some blush. I'm using my Colourpop It Was All a Dream palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Currently. This shade is so pretty. This is a Morphe M403, and this blush is very pigmented, so I'm going to tap off most of it. And I'm going to set my eyebrows. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. And now we're going to highlight. So I'm not going to highlight the inner corners for this eye look. I like that it's matte. I've been loving applying a highlight with a fan brush. This is the Morphe M310. Taking my In Nude Endo palette, I'm going to be mixing Glad You Came and On the Loose. I'm just going to be taking a little bit of both. And I like to apply it like this. Do you see that? I'm shook. Like, oh my gosh. Guys, this is just a plain brush. I'm just dabbing it in the palette. This is blinding, y'all. I'm going to switch to a different brush, the Anastasia A23. Okay, that's a little bit too much in highlight. I look like I just ate KFC. Yeah, I'm just going to blend it out just a little bit. It's a little much right now. Guys, you saw that I just dipped it in very lightly, and look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. These two palettes are like the only things that I've been using recently. So now I'm going to set my face using the Colourpop Aventurine Crystal Setting Spray. So I'm back, and I applied some mascara on my lower lashes. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Shocking Extensions Mascara. And now we're going to move on to the lips, which is like one of my favorite parts. So I did apply some Burt's Bees on, and I'm going to be applying some lip liner. This is the LA Girl Endless Semi-Permanent Auto Lip Liner in True Brown. And I'm going to apply a Colourpop's Ultra Matte Lip in Up All Night. And this is like such a pretty lip combo. I just loved it. And this is one of the newer colors that Colourpop just launched recently, and it's super pretty, and it stays on literally all day. And it's like, I know it's like an ultra matte lip, and usually Colourpop's ultra matte lips are known to be very drying and like crusty, like butthole lips, but these are a new formula, and I love them so much. So this is Up All Night, and it's a super pretty color. Like I said, these last forever, and they don't feel as drying as the old versions of the Ultra Matte Lip. So this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and press the bell button to get notified for my next upload, and I'll see you guys in my next one.